Are you ready to transform your normal e-commerce business into one that experiences exponential growth year after year using online advertising? If so, this show is for you. Me and my guests will show you how you too can grow your e-commerce business to 7 or even 8 figures so you can go on more luxurious vacations, spoil yourself and your family, say yes to more opportunities, and become financially free so you never have to worry about money again. Welcome to the E-commerce Performance Marketing Show. Hey, how's it going, guys? Josh Bartley here, host of the E-commerce Performance Marketing Show. And I've got another incredible guest. I know I always deliver incredible guests, but I really have a rock star here in front of you. I have Haris Reis. Now, Haris has worked with Gary Vaynerchuk and numerous other celebrities. Celebrities go to him when they need help with marketing, and this guy knows his stuff. He's gonna really share some powerful strategies today on lead generation. I'm really excited to talk about lead generation because e-commerce business owners typically struggle with using lead generation in their marketing strategy. They're so focused on customer acquisition that they forget about lead generation. And lead generation, when it's done very well in an e-commerce business, can really make a big impact on your bottom line. So you're gonna get a lot of value out of today's episode. Some other stuff about Haris as well is he is a 2-time best-selling author. He's a national award-winning entrepreneur. Just Google his name if you'd like. And he has a mastermind and an agency where he serves entrepreneurs. He's very successful. And he's a great guy as well. You're going to love him. So, Haris, welcome to the show.
What's going on, Josh? Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, man. Is there anything else you want to tell the audience about yourself? This way they can get to know the real you?
26 from Bosnia, originally. So I'm an immigrant. So I have that immigrant mentality. Beautiful place. If any of your listeners ever get the chance to go to Bosnia and or Croatia, not biased at all. We are ranked by National Geographic as one of the most beautiful places in the whole world.
Nice.
So chance to go. It's an absolutely beautiful place. But no, man, just
nice. I've heard nothing but good things too about that area of the world, actually. So it's funny that you bring that up. I actually have a friend too that he spent a decent amount of time in that area of the world because he has this thing where he just talks about how the girls in that part of the world are just much better than the girls over here in the United States. He just goes on in conversations about it. He's a great guy, but he spent a lot of time over there. I think he's trying to find the love of his life, because he's a little bit older and he really wants to settle down, and he hasn't quite done that just yet. But I've heard that area of the world is just beautiful.
Beautiful. Great girls, great food, great atmosphere, great vibes. Everything's just amazing there. Obviously, I'm a little biased, but it is just a beautiful place.
Yeah, I hear you, man. So what got you started? If you could tell us just a quick snapshot of your story and on how you got started in e-commerce and in online business, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, it started when I was super young, because coming from Bosnia, I came over when I was in 2001. And my parents, they were always working. I was 7. I never got to see them. We always had everything we wanted. We were not poor. We were very middle class. I always got everything I wanted. We always had food and all that stuff. But they were always gone. So I wanted to figure out how I can make money. I was, at this time I was 12. I was like, how do I make money so I can see my parents more? So then I got a job. But then I was always working. I was officiating soccer. Growing up in Europe, you have to be good at soccer. There is no alternative. So I was like, okay, I could ref. I know the game. And just America is not great at soccer. So it's not a lot of work for me. It's very easy to predict what's going to happen. I kind of knew where to be at. So it was a very easy job. At 12, I was making $25 an hour. Not horrible, sometimes 40. And I'm a marketer, so I'm all about wording. So, one game pays $25 an hour. One game pays 40. You only do 1 or 2 games a day. So wording, I was only making $60 a day, 2 or 3 days of the week. But when you say I was making $25 an hour, it just sounds better.
Right. Yeah. Good marketing.
Right. So I was doing that, but then I was always gone. And then I realized I needed to find a way to make money online. So I'm not trading my time for cash. And I was 14, and I know you're familiar with this guy, Ryan Dice. He was the first person on stage that really lit that fire under me, where he showed me how a funnel works, and email marketing was massive back then. I think he was getting 60% open rate, 70. So I'm like, okay, I can get a cold lead on Facebook, sell them an offer, get them to go through this whole automation thing. And it was so awesome to me to learn about psychology, what colors. If I make a button green, because green means go, versus red, which means stop, I'm going to get 2% more people to convert on the page. What? Yep. Mind blown.
Yep.
Now, I mean, today it's much harder as a marketer, but it's much harder as a marketer today than it is back then. It's more competitive, but that's kind of what got me started. And Ryan was the first guy that didn't go on stage, and he didn't say like, "Oh, just sit on a bank, watch a bank account grow, sip on some mojitos, and just chill." He was like, explain to me how this whole digital marketing thing happens. And that's when I became absolutely obsessed with learning this. So from 14 to like 17, I did nothing but learn, didn't implement a lot. I was just obsessed with learning psychology, how people think, what they do. And then I started traveling. Every dollar I ever made, I used it to get on a plane ticket to go to San Diego. Went to traffic conversion. I didn't have a lot of money back then, so I had
That's awesome.
into these events. Yeah, dude, I had to sneak in.
You snuck in? Like literally snuck in?
Yeah, a lot of things. I have a lot of crazy stories about that.
Tell us just one.
Gary Vee. I snuck in, and I was there at 4 a.m. because I didn't know how else. Because you've been to traffic and conversion. There's 6,000 people there. There's no way, and they're all smart. So you're not going to stand out by being a smart marketer. Everyone's smart.
Yeah, right.
So I was like, how do I stand out? I bought a VIP ticket, so now I'm with 2,000 other people. Because now I'm front and center, but I have to like get the front and center seat. I've been emailing Gary for weeks to work with them, and I had to sneak in there at 4 a.m. The guy's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "What am I doing? What are you doing? I'm the AV guy. I'm here to make sure all the AV is good for the event. What are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I see your worker badge." Like I left it on the plane somehow. I don't know how that happened.
I love it. I love how you were able to manipulate your way in, and I would do something like that. I've done stuff like that in my lifetime where I've been able to kind of talk my way through something just so I can get in.
Right. So there's that. I mean, it's crazy story, and it's crazy how full circle everything has come, because I used to stay at this, it's shut down now. It used to be called 500 West. It was in San Diego, downtown. Back then, Uber and Lyft wasn't really a thing. So I wanted a place where I could just walk to anything I needed. So if it was downtown, I could just walk there. I used to walk like 3 miles just to get to the event. And yeah, it was horrible, man. It was just literally one bed. There was no bathroom in there. It was moldy. It was nasty. But it was 20 bucks a night downtown. So I was like, okay, cool, I'm in. So I stayed there, and now I'm staying in these $1,000 a night places sometimes. And like I've been in the pet house downtown in San Diego, like the massive one where you see all the black ones, the two that are next to each other.
Ooh, nice.
$10 million is ridiculous, but the view is unreal. The bathtub overlooks all of downtown San Diego and Coronado. It's beautiful.
Wow, I can imagine. That's incredible, man. Well, cool. Well, tell us about what you're doing currently. Tell us about your business right now.
Yeah, so now I run the Game Changers Academy with Peter Boog. We're the only mastermind featured by Forbes and Entrepreneur. They share our stuff all the time. We just help entrepreneurs either get to 6 figures, quit their job, get to 6 figures or 7 figures. It's just a great mastermind. We do in-person events. We have content online, and a community of real action takers. But that's application only, because we're so selective on who we allow into the academy, because we only want the best of the best in the academy and people who are serious about growth. That's why we have 550 reviews and 0 bad, testimonials, because we're so selective on who we allow in.
Nice. That's good.
And then I run Zen Fusion. It's a Facebook ad agency. So we help businesses scale. E-commerce. One of the companies we run is The Feed. They're crushing it, and we just help people scale with Facebook.
Nice. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Well, cool. So, what's been your biggest e-com success to date that you've been involved with? And if you could just give us a big humble brag here, this is the opportunity for you to do it. Just let us in on one of the biggest successes you've been involved with that really excites you and really gets you going and really gets you fired up, and that you can just share with the audience here.
Yeah, I think, do you know Justin Lofton?
Yes.
Yeah.
I actually was just texting him last night, actually. It's funny.
Oh, that's too funny. He's one of my really good friends, mentors, partners. Although I'm not in it personally, just seeing the amount of growth, and obviously I have the ads manager account. I see the whole funnel, and our team actually does all the agency stuff where they're running the campaigns. So I'm actually not doing a whole lot besides the relationship side, but I'm watching it grow. And he built this thing. It's called Quality Water Treatments. It's just water purifiers, quality water. That's all it is. Their website is phenomenal. They're about to do 6 figures a month, and I've seen them go from a couple thousand a month to 6 figures and probably will be at 7 figures by the start of next year.
Wow.
And
Nice.
it's been the last 18 months, I've been watching that grow and accumulate, the funnel, the strategy. And what's crazy is a lot of people overcomplicate everything. As I've been watching them grow, they've been doing less and they've been creating less friction. How can we make this easier? How is this a better process? What copy can we remove on this page? That's what's getting them to 6 figures a month, probably 7 within, a year. It's just removing friction, and people think whatever they're doing to get a couple thousand a month, 15, 20,000, you have all these complex systems. And now if you want to double that, you need more complex systems, more copywriting, more split testing. And it's just the complete opposite. You need less. It just needs to be frictionless, which there's an art to doing less. Don't get me wrong. It's not just you write out a sentence. Like, there's an art to doing more with less.
Yeah.
That's the biggest secret. And just watching them grow has been unreal.
Yeah, that's cool. Maybe you could unpack that a little bit. Like, tell us more, in your opinion, on the art of doing less. Like, what does that mean? How can people really adopt that mindset, that mentality, that process, in their e-commerce businesses? And I know what you're talking about is absolutely powerful, because, you definitely want to simplify stuff as much as possible. But I'd love for you just to, unpack that, and we can just talk through that a little bit.
Yeah, so a lot of brands in general, regardless of what your product is with e-com, they want to focus on their product so heavily. This one thing, so I take these all natural selenium things. They help you focus, they're all natural. Josh, this is an all natural supplement. It's a vegan tablet. It has this ingredient, it has that. It's the best thing out there, Josh. Do you care about this at all right now?
I mean, no, I don't.
Gosh, this thing is going to help you get more clarity within the next hour. You're going to be more focused. You're going to get your products done faster.
Okay, now I start to care.
Now you care. You don't care what this is. You care about the end result. People want to focus so much on their widget or gadget or their products. It doesn't matter. The only reason I'm buying your product is, especially e-commerce, I can go find your product from 100 other people. I want that story. I want that connection. I'm on this side of the bridge. I need to get to this side. I have this issue. I need you to connect me to my solutions, and my emotions have to be feeling better once I take your product or read your story. And the best thing e-commerce brands can do is just a super simple opt-in with just one call to action, just to get their email and one paragraph. We talked about this before the call. Dr. Benjamin Hardy has 800,000 opt-ins. And
it's crazy.
It says this. It says, where is it? It says, this is the headline. Loading. This checklist. There it goes. This morning cheat sheet will help you eliminate distraction, get immediate clarity, and live in a peak state daily. Beyond simple.
Simple. I know. Super simple. I could share my screen too if you want to just show the audience real quick.
Yeah. Do you want to?
Yeah. Why not? Let's do it.
We'll walk through it. So this is it.
Yeah.
Beyond
super simple. Super simple.
And then this morning cheat sheet, it has 3 things it gives you, and he's tested the word this cheat sheet, talking about this product and having an image, one sentence that gives them 3 clear outcomes. If I enter my email, I am gonna have less distraction, I'm gonna have more clarity, and I'm gonna live in a peak state every single day if I put my email in this and I download this checklist.
Yep.
So
super simple, but it's super effective. Why do you think it's so effective?
How simple it is, because we as marketers, as more marketers are coming out and they have products and landing pages, it's getting harder. And everyone wants to just overcomplicate everything. And what I've been doing is studying nothing but 7-figure companies the last couple weeks, and everything they do is just simple. It's all simple. And the reason is everyone else complicates everything. So now if Ben Hardy added that box and added 100 different testimonials and added paragraphs on paragraphs on paragraphs, you get confused. You don't want to read it. You're confused on what exactly the outcomes you're going to get if you download this report. So it gets confusing. So people end up confusing the market instead of having a very clear outcome.
Yeah.
And that goes through Facebook ads, that goes to your landing page, that goes to your emails. People even want to write these long form, insane copy for Facebook ads. All you're doing is you're trying to sell a click. That's it. Right. You're not selling your whole $20 gadget or whatever it is, $100 gadget. All you're doing is selling a click to your landing page.
Right. Yeah. Yep.
You don't need to write a book.
I'm glad you said that, because a lot of e-commerce owners that are somewhat novices or just they don't have a lot of experience with advertising, they think that advertising is gonna lead to the sale. Like that's the key, and it's not. Like you said, advertising is literally just selling the click. It's getting the click. Your store or your funnel, wherever you're driving people, that's what's gonna lead to the sale.
That's it. So the simpler you can make everything and the less friction there is from your Facebook ad to your landing page to whatever they're getting.
Yep.
That is the key to you scaling. And when you scale, your only goal is to make it less frictionless. It's not to add in more copy. It's not to, there's just no way to do that effectively.
Yep.
You have to simplify what you're doing. It doesn't have to be hard. Success should be simple.
Yep.
It's just all these other marketers are always putting out content and making, this is what you do, this is what you must do. It's just too much. And for e-commerce brands, they focus too much on their product, not enough on their stories. So if you can get a really clean opt-in with a booklet, let's say you're in the fitness space, which I know that's incredibly hard to market on Facebook as is. So you can't really market saying like this product will help you lose 10 pounds anyways, but you lead in with like, you'd want to be more subtle, but I'm more aggressive with my marketing, and it depends on the brands, but I like pushing the boundaries because a lot of people are just professional. So sometimes if I'm tailoring an ad and I know it's a person that's 20 to 35 years old in the fitness space, I'd say, hey, has Corona gotten you fatter?
Nice.
I like this guide to lose 5 pounds from your this guide will help you lose the Corona weight you gained right from your couch. You'll have to refine the copy, but it's like, oh, okay, cool. If I download your resource, I'm going to lose whatever I got from Corona, which I was pretty happy with because I was working out, I was doing this. Okay, cool. I know the exact outcome of this. And how much copy are you going to put on that landing page?
Not much. I mean, you can use Benjamin Hardy's opt-in example as like a template to follow, essentially. You don't really need a lot of copy. You just need to make sure that if you're using that ad, for example, that the copy is like super consistent. It basically carries the message over, makes it super easy for someone to get that offer right then and there.
Exactly, super simple, and you're focusing on the times now. If you click from the ad and I go to your landing page and I enter my email, I know exactly what I'm getting out of it. What I'm getting out of it is I'm gonna lose the weight I gained through Corona because all the gyms were closed. I didn't have a home gym, whatever. And then once I do and I implement, how likely do you think is it, Josh, that lead is going to come back to your store to buy your stuff?
Yeah, I mean, that person now has a higher probability of doing that because you've got them in your email list. You more than likely have some sort of email marketing strategy where you're following up with people. Plus they're part of your warm audience now, so they're going to be a cheaper click to acquire to get them to come back and purchase. When it comes to advertising, I mean, I could go on and on, but that's a few of the benefits.
If we want to get super tactical and like high-level marketers, because I know both of us, we've been in this space for a long time, you can get them into a chatbot sequence, and you can like have the bot check in on them in a week or two saying like, hey, how's the weight loss been going? Is the Corona, there's like, you can make it a fun term, Corona 15 or whatever, has the 15 pounds gone away using that checklist? And then you can interact with them. You can automate that whole thing. So it's not you working, and you make it simple. It's a conversation, and you're building trust. And obviously, like you're pixeling them, and you're doing all the high-level things you should be doing because we're not guessers. Like we are marketers. Like everything we do is very strategic. So you'll have to follow them, but you lead in with content. You lead in with, hey, join my email list. Download this report to get this. Then they join your email list, your chat bot, your texting. But you're not pushing the product down their throat. You're leading with content, and it's super simple. Benjamin Hardy has 800,000 opt-ins. You didn't even invest it for months.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy, especially with such a simple opt-in that you just showed us.
Yeah, so we've made a couple sales from that. So the strategy works. And even for a lot of my brands, just simplifying everything and just making it effective, simple, and straightforward.
Yep. This is something I've heard from e-commerce businesses at times. They're like, they're so concerned with spending money on ads that drive people to a lead opt-in as opposed to a sale. What would you say to someone like that?
If you're an e-commerce and if you're actually wanting to build a brand, get to 6 or 7 figures a month, there's no way in heck you're doing it that way. There's no way.
Yeah.
You need multiple strategies. Although simple, you need multiple. There's no way. And if I'm getting a cost to my checkout, I know my cost for that versus a cost to download. Let's just say a cost to get someone to initiate a checkout is $2.50. I know my page converts at X. I know every dollar I put in, I'm going to get $2.25 out. So I know that funnel. But what if I can get a lead now to an opt-in for 15 cents? I follow them with the chatbot, the email, whatever, and then I offer them the same thing 2 weeks later, and they convert. So now I'm spending 25 cents. I'm making the same $2, and I'm not spending money. And then your lifetime value is higher. So it really depends on, as a business owner, do you want cash today or do you want lifetime value? To me, lifetime value is all that matters.
Oh yeah, big time. Yeah, I mean, that's the number one metric, that every business needs to really focus on and monetize the most, because that's going to lead to the greatest ROI that you can achieve from every customer.
Yeah, so lifetime value is the only thing you should focus on. So it's, how is this helping? In e-commerce stores, you guys have hundreds of products. If they don't buy the one thing, who cares? You keep them in your database, share more stories, they'll buy something.
Yeah.
Quality water treatments, their numbers are insane. They're selling water purifiers.
Yep.
It's not complicated, and they're not cheap. Like, this isn't a $20 product. Like, some purifiers are like thousands.
Wow. That's awesome.
That's awesome, man.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry.
I was just saying that, but they're crushing it. It's a water company. Purifiers.
Yeah, tell us about that. I'd love to share with the audience maybe some of the strategies that you've seen, that you've proven, that you've tested, in that example. So this way the audience can really learn from you, one of the experts, when it comes to digital, marketing.
It's just leading in. It's not just quality water. It's just every brand in general. There's one person out there that they're making 7 figures selling jump roping, losing weight with a jump rope. Like, it blows my mind that people have such great products, and you started this e-commerce brand because either you want, extra income, or you really are passionate about the product you're selling, but you have a great product. I guarantee you it's more exciting than a jump rope. It's just overcomplicating it. Just getting your cost, the metrics you need to focus on, getting your cost per lead down, getting them in your brand, making them understand your story, so your story's selling them. You're not just pushing that one product down their throat. You are just giving them value. Now, that's a lot harder. And obviously, I work with Gary, so I care a lot more about just providing value up front, because that's all Gary does. Whereas a lot of business owners are, okay, if I put $1 in, I absolutely have to get $1 out. What if you get 90 cents out and that customer stays a customer for 3 years?
Right, and they're going to spend a decent amount of money over those 3 years. Yeah, I mean, that's why in my RM5 formula that we use at CVO Acceleration, and also in our RM5 formula accelerator, that's why content, is so important, because, if you lead with content, you lead with a value, like you said, you're going to acquire the lead much cheaper. You're going to really create a relationship. You're going to create engagement. And there's going to be reciprocity, where people are going to be much more interested anyway in what it is that you're selling if you've led with value.
Right. And that's the difference between me buying a product from you in your store, Josh, and just going to give Jeff Bezos more money. Because if I'm just looking at price points from Amazon, I will
absolutely
go find the best price, and I'll get the gadget I want. Or attached to your brand, so I'm looking to buy from there. So that's what people, especially in the e-commerce space, more than anything, they just focus on their product so much. Where your product is very important. It has to be amazing, because once they take the product, it has to be great. But they forget the aspects of, what am I achieving if I use your product? How do I feel? What do I feel when I unbox your products? for example, I buy luxury timepieces. The feeling like when I unbox a ridiculously expensive watch, I'm like, wow, this feels awesome. I'm attached to this brand, like a Hublot or an AP. Like they have amazing setups. Whereas you go buy like a nice $200 watch, $300, $400, whatever. Like on my wrist, it looks the same. You don't understand. When I unbox this one versus when I unbox a Hublot, you know, this Tommy Hilfiger, it came in just a regular box. I didn't feel special. It's just an everyday watch. Versus my Hublot, which is like several thousand, like the unboxing of it, the feeling and the weight it has on my wrist. You, from perspective, don't see that, don't feel that. It's just another watch.
Yeah.
So it's all about how you make a person feel.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, the brand experience is huge for sure. I totally agree with that. Well, I want to be respectful of your time here. You know, I know that we're getting close to the end here, so I want to go into our bonus round that we do with every guest. And this is a fun little bonus round, fun little exercise that we do. Basically, I'm going to ask you several questions, and you just have to answer each question with one word.
Oh, okay. Let's do it.
Okay. What caused your biggest e-com success to date?
Consistency.
Nice. Yep, so key. What advice do you have for other e-com business owners?
Simplify.
Okay, that's a good theme of this entire episode too. How would you describe yourself?
Unreal.
Nice. Why'd you choose Unreal?
The way I think and the way I approach problems, they're just, you should be unreal in your thinking. You know, I come from a country where, you know, we had a porta potty outside, refugee camps, all that fun stuff. I'm not trying to like have a sob story, but now I'm talking about 7 figures a month, 6 figures a month, 7-figure businesses, and my businesses are growing. They're doing great. You know, I have this beautiful office. Like, it's unreal.
Yeah.
So my thinking from where I came and where I was raised has become unreal. To the life I live today. And I'm very blessed. And
that's awesome.
Intro, I got goosebumps. I'm like, wait, who's he talking about?
Yeah, no, I hear you, man. I hear you. Yeah, it's always good to appreciate where you've come from, because it just helps you be more grateful for what you have and also the opportunities you have to even go further.
Yeah, and it's always, there's a TED Talk I recommend all of your listeners. It's not so much e-com, but I watched it yesterday. It's called The Psychology of Your Future Self. It's like 6.5 minutes. It is. It's unreal. It's just interesting, the perspective we have of our future self. And he asked the same question to a group of people and asked them to project 10 years from today. And he asked the same question to people and asked them to project 10 years prior. And the differences were just interesting, and we're always working towards our future self.
Yep.
So that TED Talk is a great one just to watch in general.
Yeah, that's awesome. You know, I'm going to check it out. I'm going to check it out with my son because I think both of us can get a lot of value out of that. So last question here. What do you see in your future? Speaking of future self.
Yeah. With one word?
Yep.
Prosperity.
Ooh, like it. Awesome. All right, man. Well, if the audience wants to learn more from you or wants to even hire your company, you know, what's the best way for someone to do that?
Instagram is probably the easiest way to get a hold of me now. It's just Haris _Reis. Haris is HARIS _REIS.
Okay.
That's the easiest way to get a hold of me. Because you know this with Facebook and everything. I have 6 million notifications a minute.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Yep.
So Facebook's a little hard to get a hold of me.
Okay. Well, you know, we'll put this below too, guys. So this way you can click on it. You can go to Instagram. You can follow Haris, and you could learn more from him, or you can reach out to him and be like, hey, you know, I'd like to talk to you about, you know, getting your help with my business. You know, he's a great guy also to hire, and he has multiple businesses he's involved with, so he can definitely find a way to help you for sure. Haris, hey man, it's always a pleasure. You know, thank you so much for being on the e-commerce performance marketing show, and you know, thanks for providing so much value today.
Thanks for having me. I had a blast.
Thank you for tuning into the e-commerce performance marketing show. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe, like, and comment with a timestamp of your favorite part and share it with a friend. Until our next episode, here's to you and the success of your e-commerce business.